The massacre at Wounded Knee was the last armed battle between the Great Sioux Nation and the United States of America, in which the casualty count of the Native Americans spanned from 200 to 300, although the exact number of deaths is not known. A religious dance called the Ghost Dance was the trigger of this massacre. When it swept the nation, Indian agents were alerted by U.S. Army officers of possible troubles, as the dance's purpose was to invoke images of deceased ancestors living with the renewed earth. The Indians wanted the earth like it had been centuries before, with buffaloes roaming freely on the prairies. The dance was created by Wovoka, a Pauit spiritual leader who reported in 1888 that the Great Spirit had spoken to him in a vision, asking him to spread the message to all Indian tribes that performing the ghost dance would be about the renewal of the earth, including returning all the buffalo as well as the return of their dead loved ones. Wovoka preached nonviolent tactics and peace, saying that the Great Spirit had asked the Indians not to fight with each other or the white man. Indian agents warned the United States government of potential trouble if the Lakota chief Sitting Bull joined the ghost dancers, so 43 Lakota policemen were sent to arrest the Sitting Bull and remove him from his home at the Standing Rock in South Dakota. The policemen woke the sleeping chief on December 15, 1890. He complied with their demands, but while he got dressed, a group of ghost dancers accumulated outside his cabin, and one of the dancers shot Lieutenant Henry Bullhead, who pulled his gun and shot back. Unfortunately, he accidentally shot and killed Sitting Bull instead of the ghost dancer. Sitting Bull's tribe decided to flee to safety by joining Lakota chief Bigfoot's tribe. Bigfoot wanted to avoid any more violence, so he led his people and the newcomers to the reservation at Pine Ridge, South Dakota. Unknown to the chief, there was an arrest that had already been ordered for him by the government. As they settled in Wounded Knee on December 28, troops of the 7th Cavalry surrounded them from every direction and demanded that they relinquished all of their weapons. Black Coyote, one of the Native American warriors who happened to be deaf, did not know what was happening and refused to turn over his gun. As a soldier tried to disarm him, the gun discharged and chaos broke out. Soldiers started shooting the Native Americans in order to control the scene. Overall, the massacre lasted under an hour, yet the casualty count was above 300, with the majority of these being women and children. 25 soldiers were also killed and 39 wounded. On New Year's Day of 1891, the soldiers dug a mass grave and threw all of the bodies in that could fit. The sad fact of the matter is that James Madison's idea of enlarging the sphere would not have worked in this situation, as they were not a sovereign nation and thus could not receive support from other countries. If the Native Americans would have been a nation inside of the United States, it would have been possible to be aided from countries outside of the U.S. Although, since the United Nations has not been formed in 1890, the Indians were not in a preferable position. Overall, this battle was very one-sided. While some of the United States officials were killed, the Native Americans took the harder hit. They did not stand a chance against the U.S., but yet they tried to resist in hopes of saving their culture and way of life. Sadly, it was not until 8 decades later that the Native American activists and members of AIM, the American Indian Movement, decided to take action that would be recognized by most of the United States public.